Hey, what's up, everybody? This your boy Big Hog, and welcome to another episode of My Perspective Podcast. Hey, man, I thank y'all for tuning in another week, hanging out with me for another great conversation. Thank y'all for y'all support. Everybody who subscribed to the new channel, man, I love it. I appreciate you. And to all my new subscribers who think my content is worthy enough to subscribe to hear more, and double salute. I look forward to y'all joining the family, helping me grow the platform. Before we get started, disclaimer, ain't no doctor or lawyer. I ain't got no fancy letters behind my name. I ain't got no degrees, nothing like that. I'm just an old head with a microphone and a message. I hope what I say resonate with you. I hope that it provokes thought, and I also hope that it provokes change. But if not, no harm, no foul. But guess what? At the end of the day, it's just my perspective. If you find my content good and worthy of using it to better yourself, that's the goal. If it don't resonate with you, man, take it like a piece of paper that you tied up, ball up, throw it in the trash. It's just my perspective. Let's get into it. And I don't want to talk about the person, but I want to talk about his legendary and famous phrase that he created on his way to being one of the greatest defensive players of all time. Hands down, the greatest cornerback that ever lived. Both his sons got drafted to the NFL. Proud father, in my opinion. He a great father. He an awesome man, and he loved pouring in the young men and developing young men. None other than the great Deion Sanders. We ain't gonna talk about Deion tonight. We're gonna talk about his legendary phrase he created when he developed and branded the image prime time. And the phrase is simply this: if you look good, you feel good. You feel good, you play good. And when you play good, they pay good. That was legendary. He said that, man, 20, 30 years ago, however long it's been, and it still reigns true to this day. After I heard it all his playing days, all my time watching him play, I've never seen a guy, walk with that much confidence, that much bravado, that much swag. He wasn't arrogant, in my opinion, because he backed up what he said on the field. And he also backed up what he said in life. Great father. None of his kids got in no trouble. All of them successful in their own right. But he been married a few times. Hey, we all got flaws, man. I've been married. I'm on my second marriage myself, so the pot can't call the kettle black. But when it came to his kids, when it came to his profession, he was stellar, top tier, A1, grade A. He was that dude. Even to this day, that man, 56, 57 years old, he's still that dude. And, excuse me. We're going to unpack that phrase or that mantra, if you will. If you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you play good or you perform good. And when you play good, pay good. Y'all know what that really means? He created value for himself. That is what you call value creation. He stirred up a buzz about himself outside his play on the field. The things he said. That was one of many things he said, but that was, in my opinion, the most legendary and time-tested phrase he ever said, and it still rings true to this day. He created value for himself. He created a buzz for himself. He created that attention that made people look at him. Who is this guy with this wet-looking Jerry curl talking all this noise? They had to go put the tape on. Once they put the tape on, wow, he backing up everything he's saying. The man was so confident in his ability, he came to the combine in a limo, ran the 40, got back in the limo, and took off. And was the number 4 pick in the draft, if I'm not mistaken. He backed up everything he said. He came in looking good. He came in feeling good. He doggone showed up, played good. And guess what? They paid him good. He's still getting paid good to this day. Why? Because he backed up what he said. Every program he's been a part of, he changed the program around and created one. You can do the same thing once you learn how to create value for yourself. In life, you can't keep walking around saying life ain't fair, this ain't fair, that ain't fair, why I ain't getting paid more, why they treat me like this, I should have got that promotion. I was up for this position. Why they keep overlooking me? And that's so simple. It could be one of two things. It could have been somebody more qualified than job for that job than you, more qualified than you. That could be one thing. Or it could be this. Did you create value? Did you create value for yourself in whatever position you're in? Even to my entrepreneurs, do you create value for the product or service that you are rendering? Deion created value for himself. He made himself valuable outside of his play on the field. Certain people weren't looking at Deion. He was that boy at Florida State. Everybody wasn't looking at Deion. It was that talking. It was that talking that created the buzz. And once they seen the tape, they had to jump on the bandwagon with the rest of the people. who were checking him out. He created that value. He created that attention. He put the spotlight on himself, and it paid off handsomely for him. It can do the same for you too. Let's break it down. When you look good, you feel good. Hey, what's the old saying? You never get a second chance to create a great first impression. Aesthetics is everything. How you look, how you carry yourself is everything. If you walking around with house shoes on, the thought cap as I call it, the little satin bonnet the women be wearing, man, the guys wear them now. They're so freaking popular. But if you walking around not looking your best, especially on your job, how you expect for people to look at you? You could be the best, most productive worker in the building, but if you don't have the look that they want, if you don't fit that mold or you don't exceed the mold that they require, and they ain't looking at you. I worked at Public. That's a company in Florida, Florida-based company. They now in the Southeast, but when I worked there, they was only in Florida. It was arguably the biggest company in my area. That's what most of everybody in my area worked for. Great company at the time, great benefits, and they were actually producing millionaires through their stock program, their stock purchase program. But they had a set of rules they went by, and they did not deviate those rules. I was a hard worker. Wasn't a lot of people outworking me, but guess what? I had a hard time getting to work on time. And the supervisor at the time, the superintendent of that department at that time, said, we at Publix don't care how hard you work, punctuality is number one. That means get your butt to work on time. So guess what that meant? That meant they don't care how hard you work if you don't show up to work on time every day. They'll take a mediocre worker who's going to be punctual, going to clock in on time, do their job, go home. They going to choose him over you every time, even though you're the best worker they got. But if you ain't dependable, they ain't fooling with you. So your work ethic, if it don't outweigh your punctuality, your value has diminished. And also, when you come to work looking any kind of way, don't care how you look, don't care how you present yourself to the people who gonna make the decisions, your value is diminished. If you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, guess what? You tend to perform above average. You tend to perform exceptional. So it's one thing to have self-confidence. It's one thing to love yourself, to feel good about yourself. Because if you don't feel good about yourself, I'm gonna know it. If you don't feel good about yourself, I'm gonna see it. It's gonna be noticeable. And if you lack confidence, if you lack the love for yourself, why should I love you? Why should I care about you? Why should I believe in your confidence? It's clearly you don't. We got to change this. We have to change this. Whether we're a corporate worker, whether we're a warehouse worker, whether we're an entrepreneur, if you don't create value in yourself, if you don't create value in your product or service that you're offering, ain't nobody gonna fool with it. You're gonna have minimum success. You might stay on that job, but you might be staying in that same position your whole time at that job. But you can't get mad and point the finger and blame this person and that person. The onus lies on you. What did you present when you came to work? How did you carry yourself when you came to work? Do you see the glass half empty, or do you see the glass half full? Big difference. If you see the glass half full, positive mindset. If you see that glass half empty, negative mindset. Value diminished. We need positivity. We need critical thinking. We need for our mind to stretch. That comes with imagination and positivity, not negativity. So if you ain't looking good and you ain't feeling good, how you gonna play good? Your play is a direct connection of how you feel about yourself. Your performance on that job is a direct connection about how you feel about yourself. If you don't feel good about yourself, how you gonna perform well? How you gonna perform well if you don't feel good about yourself? I'm not talking about you feeling you got a cold or you under the weather. That's something different. You ain't go get some orange juice, some hot tea, take a load off, get off your feet, get some rest and relaxation, and let that thing pass. But I'm talking about when you're healthy, everything fine. When you got a bad image about yourself, if you feel bad about yourself, you got a negative outlook about yourself, how you gonna perform well? Ask yourself that question. If you got a negative outlook about your own well-being, about your own outlook on life, how you gonna perform well? Change that shit. You gotta change it. You gotta feel good about you. In order for me to see it, how you feel about yourself resonates. It resonates. People can see the energy that radiates off of you based on how you feel about yourself, good or bad. If I'm in a bad mood, man, people can see that. When I'm in a good mood, people can see that. That's nothing but energy. Positive or negative is nothing but energy, and it resonates and it radiates off the individual. Straight up. And if you ain't performing well, how they gonna pay you well? Ain't nobody paying you for showing up. You getting that base pay just for showing up. But if you don't create value through your performance, they're not gonna give you no extra. You might get your annual cost of living to keep up with offset inflation. That's about it. That's if you do. That's if you get a good evaluation. But if you create value, on your job or in your respective career field, of your respective place of entrepreneurship, that's how you're gonna stand out, by creating that value about yourself or about the products or services that you're rendering. I've been in trucking for 21 years, and I've been one of the top truckers at my present company right now because why? I pride myself for being on time. I pride myself for on-time customer service, on-time delivery, and top-tier customer service. Have I been late before? Of course. It's been few and far between because I pride myself on being on time and giving outstanding customer service. And my company rewards me for that. I get bonuses. If I need something spur of the moment, no problem. Take all the time you need. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Why? Because I perform. Because I perform at a high level. I wasn't always this way, I might add. I had to learn this. I thought I always was a hard worker, but I had too much mouth and not enough action to back up what I'm saying. I can remember back in the day, I want to say 2007, 2006, 2007, I was working at this company, delivery driver, and had a bunch of complaints, but a bunch of ideas on how I could make the job better. But I came to him in a negative manner, always fussing and complaining. I never forget. My supervisor at that time, he did his job, but he never was mean or negative. He was always a positive, polite person. And he looked me square in my face. We were sitting in the break room. He said, "Well, Aaron, I hear your concerns and I hear your complaints." He said, "But there's a lot of jobs out here hiring. You're more than willing to take a stab at another position somewhere else and see if it work out better for you." I looked like, and I got scared. That's when I learned to be quiet. If you ain't ready to bust a move, man, keep your mouth closed. If you ain't ready to bust a move, keep your mouth closed. But more importantly than that, if you're not performing at a high level that make them want to give you a promotion or make them want to give you a raise or want to get your advice, man, be quiet. I ain't create a lick of value. All I did was made a bunch of noise and complained and was mad, talking about life ain't fair, this ain't fair. Guess what, family? Life ain't fair. Life what you make it. Life is what you make it. So with that being said, learn how to create value for yourself. Learn how to create value so much so that they deem you as irreplaceable. Oh, we need him. We need that energy on our team. We need her. We need that persona on our team. It's good for the morale of the company. It's good for the morale of the team member. Boom, now you done got team lead. Boom, now you done got promoted to supervisor. Boom, now you done got promoted to management. Now you done got promoted to mid-level executive. Now you got promoted to superintendent. Now you got promoted to area superintendent. You see what I'm saying? Because of the value you created based on your looks, based on your personal well-being, based on your performance. You look good, you feel good. You feel good, you play good. When you play good, pay good. At the end of the day, it's about them dollars because we need that money to make life go around. What the Bible say? Wine make you merry and a feast is for laughter, but money, it answer all things. Money answer all things. What we're going to work for. See, the workforce is designed to give you just enough to keep you coming back. How you see yourself, the value you create, that's what's going to get you to the next level of earning. That's what's going to get you to that next level of success. The value you create within yourself. It's up to you to create that value. I started a trucking company. I had a successful trucking company for 2 years. But before those 2 years, I tried to start a trucking company, man, probably from 2008 up until 2020 when I actually started one. Well, a successful one, I'm gonna say. Up until 2020, when I started a successful trucking company, I tried to buy 5 different trucks. I only got one. That was in 2020. All because I had the worker bee mentality. I just felt like my hard work would speak for itself. Guess what? It don't. You getting paid for your hard work. That's the reason for you being there. They want you to be a hard worker. But are you creating value beyond your hard work? Hard work only gonna get you so far. Hard work gonna get you so far. When you work hard for somebody else, it's gonna afford you a good living. They give you just enough to come back, give you some benefits, vacation. You work there 20-30 years, and then you'll get you a couple $100,000 retirement. Now you got to make that work for the rest of your life. If you retire at 60, 65, but you still got another 20-30 years to live, 300,000 ain't gonna cut it. Now you got to stretch that 300,000 for 20 years, plus that $1,200 Social Security check, all because you didn't create enough value for yourself on that job. Value creation is imperative. And everybody ain't meant to be entrepreneurs. Everybody ain't meant to be bosses. So I'm not saying that everybody should create value for themselves wherever they work at, wherever they at. However you earn a living, you should strive to create that value for yourself. And that comes through presentation, self-motivation, how you feel about yourself, how you perform. Yeah, when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you play good. And the last one, when you play good, they pay good. That comes from creating value. The proof in the pudding, but you gotta create a buzz about yourself. You gotta create a buzz about yourself. You need to go up to your supervisor if you got good work ethic and inquire about different positions that's open, and ask, do you have anybody in mind? And if they give you this response, who do you suggest? Look them square in the eye and say, you looking at them. Create that value. Create that value. You'll be surprised how far you go. Now, I ain't talking about that gift of gab now. I ain't talking about the gift of gab. Because I know people that got the gift of gab, they can talk up on anything, but they can't keep nothing. Because they ain't got no substance. They ain't got no substance. Creating value is only valuable when you got substance to back up what you're saying. If you ain't got no substance and you just selling wolf tickets, man, you're a flash in the pan. They're going to get you out of there so fast, it ain't going to make no sense. Stop playing with people. I'm talking about hard work. You aesthetically pleasing. You look good when you come to work. You carry yourself well. And you back up everything you say. That's value creation. That's value creation. That's what we got to do. That's what we have to do. I'm going to end it right there. In the words of Deion, I'm going to say it one more time. You look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you play good.